Hi there. So this is kind of rare that I'm making a video, a little cooking video for you after dark. Um, I don't know, I just felt like doing it this evening. So that said, I'm going to show you how I make homemade cranberry relish sauce. And it's not just any cranberry relish sauce, it's actually cranberry, orange zest, walnut, organic homemade cranberry sauce. So you're probably wondering, why cranberry sauce? Well, because I forgot to do it over the Thanksgiving holiday. I did it for myself and served it for my dinner, but I meant to record it, and that's what I forgot to do. So that said, let me show you what I have. For the sake of time, I decided to start cooking the fresh cranberries beforehand. And to let you know, I have this bag of, it's called Patience Fruit and Company Organic Cranberries. Let me see, can you see that? Yeah, I love the name, Patience, because you really need patience in the kitchen in order to produce something good and tasty and full of love. So, those you can get at any good organic cranberries you can get at any great health food store, excuse me. Mother's, Whole Foods, Sprouts. I got this bag of Patience at Sprouts, and I purchased other bags at Mother's. And obviously they're seasonal, so you can't get them all year round. But when you get them and find them, I highly recommend that you buy a bag and freeze them, or 2 bags and freeze them, because they're really hard to get fresh. So that said, all you do is take the bag, you bear with me for a moment here, and you stick them in a strainer, right, or like a colander. I've got various size strainers here, mommy, daddy, and baby size, and then I have a big colander. So those are all forms of drain utensils. So like when you cook pasta and you want to drain it. So anyway, so what you do is you take your fresh cranberries and you throw them in the colander or the strainer, and then you take them over to the sink like so, and you rinse them with clean water, and then you bring them over to the pan and you throw them in the pan whole and raw, kind of like this. See that? These started boiling, and then after you throw them in, what you do is you add, excuse me, you add 1 cup of organic cran raspberry or cran blueberry juice. And this is from R.W. Knutson. It's a really old company, but it's nice because now they have organic. And yes, it's got a lot of sugar in it, but I don't do it all the time. So you add a cup of the juice, and then you add a cup of organic maple syrup. In this case, I have the Combe Family Farms, which I use often. So what I did is I put a cup of the cran blueberry juice and the maple syrup in my measuring cup, and then I poured it into the raw cranberries, and then I turned the heat on medium to start to bring it to a boil. Then what I did is I came over to my counter and I took an orange. I took it the night before and I rinsed it, organic orange. I rinsed it, patted it dry, and then I stuck it in the freezer. Why did I do that the night before? You can do it the morning of. Because I wanted the orange to get really hard and frozen, because it makes it easier to zest. So here's my zester, and all you do, and if it's too cold, you can wear a glove, or you can put a towel around it, but you can get over it. And then you just take it like this, and you gently zest. You gently zest the skin off, because you want the tasty skin inside the cranberry. So, I mean, obviously Obviously, I already zested it. And like I said, this is for time purposes because it would have taken me, I don't know, longer to get it all zested. And I didn't want to make the video really long. So then you stick the zest of one whole organic orange into the pot, which I already did. And then you turn it on and let it simmer. And what's going to happen is, as the cranberries start to cook, they will start to literally pop. And because the pressure within the fresh cranberries makes them kind of pop. And not all of them, but most of them will kind of pop. Like you hear a little popping sound. And sometimes it'll even, you'll even get popped, because I got popped before the camera started rolling. It splatted out at me. Fortunately, it didn't hurt. But anyways, you want to be careful. So, and then what happens after it starts to come to a boil like that, sometimes you have to skim off like the white foam. There's really not a lot. These are pretty clean cranberries. And so you just get a spoon and you skim it off. See that white foam? And then I just kind of bring it over to the sink and throw it in there and then do a quick rinse. But anyway, so there we have it, the cranberry sauce. And then you cook it for, oh my gosh, I'm just totally freaking out with the camera here. You cook it for about 10 minutes, okay? Cook it to boiling for about 10 minutes, and you're gonna boil it. Once it gets to boil, then you turn it down to like, I don't know, that's kind of low. And then, of course, here's my organic cinnamon. Ooh, that's actually perfect 10 minutes. I set my timer. So I'm going to sprinkle in, because you know me, I love the cinnamon, just for a different flavor and to help insulin levels. But I just really love the flavor of cinnamon. If you don't like it, you don't have to add it. And then, after I add my cinnamon, like I said, if you don't want it, you don't need to add it. Then I'm going to show you here, let me scoot this out of the way, because I no longer need that. That's a grater, okay? And then if you don't like to use these flat graters in the kitchen, and you can get the old traditional box graters. I know you all seen them at any cooking store or Target or whatever, Walmart, in the kitchen utensil department. So there's a quick rinse there. So anyway, let me come back here, because the next thing I'm going to show you are the walnuts. So, I don't know. Normally I add about a cup of walnuts raw, but I didn't buy a cup this time. I only bought about a half a cup. And you can see them all here. These are actually pretty awesome. And the reason why they're pretty awesome is because they are raw, organic, and sprouted. It's very difficult to buy and to find sprouted almonds. They're rather expensive as well. And I said almonds, I really meant walnuts. But anyway, I want to show you something. See this shape? I'll bring it down here. This shape right here, it's shaped like a brain, right? Doesn't that look like a little brain to you? That one too. Excuse me. Well, I stress that because, sorry about that. I don't know. It's late. I'm tired, so I just don't know what I'm doing with this camera. But anyway, I wanted to show you that the walnuts look like the shape of brains because, pardon? They're excellent brain food. So if you want to enhance your brain capacity, then start eating more walnuts. And the reason why I would recommend sprouted over non-sprouted is because nuts and legumes have phytates in them. Phytates are an enzyme inhibitor. So it's best to sprout your nuts and legumes, and that just means soaking them overnight, draining them, and then using them for whatever recipe, or cooking them, or making nut milk out of them, or your beans if you're making legumes and cooking your beans. So these are sprouted walnuts. So they're actually better for you nutritionally. So all you got to do when you have them all here is you can use a knife and chop them all up like this. Like this, if you want. See that? Or you can just freaking do this. It's whatever you want to do. Or you can actually, you can do this and just eat one. This, I will. I'll eat two actually, because these just taste really good. And they sound good. So anyway, I'm just going to do a really rough chop. Nothing fancy. And if you want bigger chunks, then leave them bigger. If you want smaller, then keep rough chopping them. But I don't want to chop them too much. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring them over here. Let me angle the camera up. And then I'm just going to dump them in the pan, like so, in the saucepan. See that? Keeping it really simple. And then bring these over here. So, look at that. See? How simple was that? Just a quick rough chop, and now a stir. See that? Yeah, just a nice stir. And just so you can get it like mixed up. You don't get mixed up, but you can get this mixed up. So just a stir, a gentle stir there to mix them all up. And then, a couple things. You can even just do this and let it sit overnight. It's not going to harm it. I've done it many, many times. You don't have to refrigerate it instantly. But you can do that, or you can do this. So bear with me, please. Bear with me, please. Or you can do this. Very gently, so you don't burn yourself, splat on yourself. So check that out for a minute. Check that out just until I take my pan over and rinse it real quick. Because I will tell you what, if I don't rinse it really quickly, then all that sweet stuff, starchy sugar will stick to the pan and it'll be really hard to wash later. So I just want to do a quick rinse, and let me show you now what I have. Camera, come on. Look at that. Yeah, that is wonderfully, beautifully, delectably good. You probably wonder how I know it's good, because I've made this recipe many, many, many times. And so there you have it. That's a fresh, homemade, ooh, it's 555. Awesome, great number. Great angel number. Homemade, organic, cranberry orange zest relish. So basically cranberry relish. And it's wonderful for, if you're a meat eater, carnivore, it's great for side dishes, as a side dish with turkey and chicken as well. And you know what? Oftentimes I just like to eat it by itself. I just grab a spoon out and, interesting light. Maybe the angels are with me because it's 555. But anyway, there you have it. See? Beautiful. So, it wouldn't be me without a quick taste. So, bear with me here. And yeah, you know what? It's really hot, so I'm gonna be careful. But part of me is kind of excited to taste it. Ooh, it looks very hot. So I get a little spoon here, and it's hot, so I'm going to blow it. Damn, I'm a good cook. It's because I really enjoy it, and I put my love into it. So anyway, if you're interested in making some homemade organic cranberry sauce, there's the recipe, very easy. A bag of organic cranberries, a cup of organic, everything's freaking organic, cran raspberry or cran blueberry juice, a cup of maple syrup, the zest of 1 whole orange, some cinnamon sprinkles if you want, and approximately 1/2 to 1 whole cup of walnuts. Very simple, and you just cook it up for, approximately 10 minutes and you let it sit. This is going to sit for a while because it's really hot right now, as you can see, but eventually, before the evening's over, I'm going to take it, I'm going to put it in the refrigerator, and it's going to taste better tomorrow. So there you have it, organic cranberry sauce for the holidays. Stay tuned for more. Adios, amigos and amigas.